Jonas, you do realize how stupid this looks?
I know, but wait till you see the results.
Okay. Hey there folks, and welcome back. So what we're doing today is we're talking about a very special feature that the Olympus cameras have called Live Composite.
And what is Live Composite? Well, in the previous episode we had Hannu Huhtamo talk about what he's doing with the Live Composite, but we haven't tried it out so much.
No sir. So the very basics of what a Live Composite is, it is a form of long exposure photography unique to the Olympus system.
Okay.
Now what it in its most basic form does, it takes a series of images, almost like a time lapse, and it stacks those images on top of each other. Now if you would just normally stack images on top of each other, it would become overexposed in a way, like a normal long exposure would.
Yeah.
But what happens in Live Composite is that only elements that are brighter in the new frame compared to the previous frame get recorded onto the final results.
Okay, so it doesn't affect the dark areas?
No. So it looks a bit different than a long exposure. It's slightly different, but you can get some super cool results.
And you can also do this during like daytime?
Yeah, because you can do like 1 second exposures, which is still possible in the daytime. So you can get all these really cool cloud trails, which is, seriously, check it out. It's actually very interesting.
And also when you're taking photos of like water streams?
Yeah, water streams, moving cars, anything that is brighter than the previous frame. Now the last thing that is super special is people usually use this for like light painting, but you can also use it to light subjects that would otherwise be very difficult to light.
So that's why we have this fancy car here, right?
Yeah, we're basically going to use this model-sized car to model what you could do in real life, even with a big car.
So you can light the photo with just one source of light?
Yeah, and make it look like you have a gazillion lights in a big studio setup.
Okay, so should we just do it?
We should.
Let's do it. We have set up this dark environment studio.
Or dark-ish. It's actually fairly light still. There's quite a bit of light in the room, which is why the whole Live Composite thing actually works for this. If we would do this on like a 30-second long exposure, we'd have trouble controlling the ambience and it would become really flat.
You can see us moving the light source, which in this case is the mobile phone or the iPad, and make it look like it's a really big source of light. I wanted to add some color to the photo, so we're using the mobile phone and placing a small piece of colorful gel in front of the flash. Or we can also use the mobile phone screen as a colorful source of light. Yeah.
Now, we didn't have access to an awesome Porsche 911 Carrera. Please call me if you have one. But everything that you see us doing here can also be done on a smaller or a bigger scale. So even if this was a real car, you could actually take a softbox, a LED panel, or just a flashlight and light it just in the same way. Just a bigger palette, but the same idea exists. In this photo, we got the idea of trying to make a really cool background, and what we're doing is, with the Live Composite, because it only reacts to lighter things, we can actually put a hand in front of the camera. It won't record anything. So we're gonna put our hand in front of the camera. I'm gonna move the light to the next place. We're gonna lift it up, move, lift it up, move, lift it up, to actually create this really large looking background out of a small source.
We are back.
Yes. So what do you think? Was that difficult? Easy?
Well, it is fairly hard to do it like at the first, but you get a hang of it.
Yeah, once you get the hang of it, I think it took us 3 tries to kind of get the idea on what we should do and what we should not do, like ruin the picture with a LED.
Sorry about that. But yeah, it's really easy because if you can see the screen and you can see stuff happening on the screen, it's building up, and you know when it's good enough light in this part, then you can move to the next one and build it as you see it.
Yeah, actually my biggest problem was that we didn't know when to stop. We kind of kept going over,
adding and
adding until there was something too much on there. So that's a pro tip, know when to stop. All right, so let's start with the first.
Yeah.
This is actually the very first try that we did.
Yeah.
So it was actually super simple. We just kind of had I used my iPad for this, but I thought it was a bit too fancy of a tool. So we actually didn't use the iPad later on. Just really simple, swept it over, had some cool red light on that. Yeah. But let's go with what we had on the mobile phones. Because the mobile phones will be very similar to what you could do with like a flashlight on a real life subject.
Yeah. On this one, we had used the colorful gels, and yeah, we were just playing around. And as you can see, it's colorful. It's pretty wild, but
yeah, it's not perfect. It's, well, if you're into that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Astro Porsche. Zap lightnings, cool.
I'm not sure if I like the lights that are on top of the car.
Yeah, that was a mistake.
Yeah.
By me.
And then we learned.
But then on the next one. Okay, this is interesting actually.
This is basically the same thing, but we didn't use as much light.
Yeah. Yeah, so what we actually ended up is, we really wanted to make this dark and moody image, so we lit way less, just enough to reveal. I first thought it was going to completely ruin the image, but you lit kind of like the inside of the car in a way that it almost looks like there's a light, like a dome light inside it. It's cool.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah. Now the next one, I was happy until
I added a small splash of light there.
You see, this is when you need to learn. It's like stop when you're winning.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the problem was because I was aiming the light towards the camera, so
Yeah.
too much.
Too much, but you learn. And on the next one, actually, this was actually super cool. This might be one of my favorites.
I don't know.
You don't like it that much?
No, I think there's better ones.
Yeah, there's better ones coming, but the cars actually, I like the way the wheels are lit, and it looks, this looks super realistic. Like this doesn't look like a toy car anymore.
Yeah.
To me, that's what I like about it.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, what else do we?
This one I like. There's like an 80s vibe to this one.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this is where you took your phone, you just had a blue background and you just swept it across.
Yes.
That was super cool. That was a really good idea. It seriously looks like it's a huge LED wall background thing. That's super impressive. Really good idea, Jonas.
Easy peasy.
Yeah.
And this is the last one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like this one.
This was cool. So this is the one where we kept putting our hand in front of the lens and basically just moved the background around until we got a solid background.
Yeah.
Super simple, but that's impressive. If we would know what's going on, it would be hard to guess how this was done.
Yeah, exactly.
No Photoshop necessary.
Good job.
Yeah, so what's the takeaway from this?
Just try it out. And if you want to learn more about the subject, you can look at the description. We're gonna put a link to the Hannu Huhtamo's interview that we did earlier. And he's doing really amazing stuff with this. It's a great thing that Olympus has. They've had it actually for quite a long time. I feel like people aren't using it to its full potential. Yeah. I think it's one of those best kept secrets. But it's super interesting, just creativity from small subjects to big. I mean, I've seen an image of a giant land mover, like a big truck being painted with light. It's the same way that we did here. So this is like a perfect setting to practice lighting. Yeah. In a small scale. Exactly, yeah. Go try it out. All right, catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.